nigga's really attacking certain. Like, what?
Alright, what's going on, guys? Bringing you a 161 to 1 demolition gameplay. Not really important. Just thought I'd bring you guys a little spawn trap since it's been a while. I know a lot of people still enjoy seeing that on my channel, so, every once in a while. I like to give you guys that, I don't really upload it anymore because it's not really something I do anymore, mainly because, Ghost has been pretty awful for it, so maybe the next Call of Duty it'll be better, but I don't know, I think they're trying to kind of stray away from it, so probably less and less, maybe until Black Ops 3, but anyways, that's not important. Just a decent gameplay in the background. I picked it because it was pretty long, and I wanted a long gameplay because I have quite a few things to talk about, as you can probably see from the title. Also, I'm playing on Jenna, if anyone cares. I really just stopped caring about this account. I'm going to just play whatever I want to play on it, do whatever I want to do. Don't really care about the stats even that much anymore. I don't really have anything to prove to anybody, so I just don't care anymore. It's a video game. I don't care. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. So yeah, I'm spawn trapping on Jenna now, before anyone comments that or anything. So yeah. Anyways, let me continue. So, the new Advanced Warfare trailer came out. I believe it was called Incision or something like that. I don't know, I'll think of it in a second. But anyways, E3 was this weekend, and they dropped the new Advanced Warfare trailer. They dropped a bunch of new Induction, that was what it was called, okay. Yeah, they dropped a bunch of new trailers for new games and stuff. They showed a lot of stuff, as they typically do at E3, but the one I really care about is the Advanced Warfare one and the Halo one, but I'll probably talk about that in a separate video. This video is just going to be kind of what I noticed in the trailer when I watched it. It was about a 9-minute trailer, and when I watched it, I don't know, the first thing I want to definitely say is that Advanced Warfare seems to be the most advanced out of any Call of Duty that they've ever put out. Definitely the most futuristic by far, it looks like, at least from the trailers, so I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I'd like them to stay probably at or probably before the time of Black Ops 2 even. I would say Black Ops 2 should be the most futuristic it should get, in my opinion. I don't know. I'm not really into the futuristic stuff because then they're just trying to be too much like Halo, and they're not Halo. You know what I mean? So, although I do love Halo. So, anyways, the first thing is you'll notice that they have these jetpacks. Not a good idea. They're fine if they want to keep these jetpacks in the campaign. That's totally cool. I guess that's kind of fun or whatever. But they definitely should not be bringing these jetpacks into the multiplayer. Halo Reach tried that. It was awful. Titanfall is kind of like that. It's not really fun. It doesn't really bring anything good to multiplayer when you add in the jetpacks. Games have tried it before and it's just not enjoyable. So, my opinion, jetpacks definitely need to stay in the single player campaign. Also, I just a little small thing. I noticed that the red dot on the gun that they were using in the campaign, it was pretty much almost identical to the red dot that Titanfall uses. I don't think it's called a red dot, whatever it's called. I forgot. I barely played Titanfall. Didn't really enjoy that game. But I don't know. That's just something to note. It makes the game look a lot like Titanfall because of that. So I don't know. I thought that was just something to point out. And another thing I noticed about it was the grenade system in this game. Now, I don't know if this is just a single player thing, obviously, because this is not the multiplayer trailer, but it seems that you can have more than 2 types of grenades in this game, and what you do is you cycle through them. Now, it looked like these were like the special grenades, although one of them was a lethal grenade, which was kind of confusing. So what this guy did was he cycled through a flash, EMP, a threat, and a smart grenade, which I thought was quite strange. So, everybody knows what the flash and the EMP are, but the threat grenade was basically, he threw it out into this open area, and there was a bunch of enemies there, and they all lit up red, and he was able to see them through objects and walls and stuff. So, that was pretty weird. It was, think of it like a MMS, almost, from Black Ops 2, but they turned red. Also, the trailer, it's going to be in the description. I forgot to say that at the beginning of the video, but if you haven't seen the trailer, it's going to be in the description, and you can watch it before or after you watch this video. So anyways, yeah, so that was pretty weird. Doesn't really seem like something I would like to see in the multiplayer, but it probably will be. That seems like something that's pretty probable, so that's kind of unfortunate. I don't know, it just seems like a lot of bullshit could be done with that. Also, there was the smart grenade, and what that was, it was basically like a lock-on grenade. It seemed like he just threw it close to somebody, and it basically locked onto them and automatically killed them. Almost maybe like a hunter-killer drone, in like the way that it maneuvers obviously didn't look like a hunter killer drone, but you know, that's kind of what it did, if you can imagine. So that is another thing. I don't know why they would do that. They literally took the skill away from throwing a grenade. Like, now you just have to get it somewhere close to the guy and it'll kill him, instead of actually, like, you know, knowing how to throw a grenade and placing it in the correct place. So that's kind of ridiculous, but you know, I don't know. I guess they, you know, they're always trying to come with these new ideas, and in my opinion, like, most of them end up, you know, being pretty bullshit. So that's unfortunate. That's also something that seems like it's gonna be in the multiplayer. So that kind of sucks. But you know, what are you gonna do? Another thing I noticed about this game is there's quite a lot of vehicles, which I'm not a fan of, but as long as they stay out of the multiplayer, that's totally fine to have them in the campaign. No harm done there. And next, I noticed like this drone swarm thing. It was kind of like a Black Ops 2 swarm, but I felt like they were like closer to the ground and like more compact together, almost like a little herd. Whereas Black Ops 2, they were like randomly like flying out through the sky. I'm not sure if that'll be a kill streak in the multiplayer. Probably. It seems like it has a high possibility of being that. So I don't know. I thought I'd just point that out as a possible kill streak. Also, one more thing about the grenades. It seemed that it was showing the amount of grenades that the player had on his gun, like visually on his gun, like almost like a hologram or something on his gun. They were like showing on there. So maybe that's like the new way to show where your grenades are. I don't know, just a small thing that I noticed. Now, another thing that I noticed that was extremely strange was the gun that he's using. It seems to regenerate bullets just as time goes on. If you notice during the entire trailer, it'll say around like anywhere from like 200 to 300, and when it hits 300 it'll say full on the little like LED screen on his gun. And if you notice, every second it'll go up 1 point. And then I noticed that he shot his gun, he reloaded, and that pointer went down, and then he started walking again and it started going back up again. The counter just went up by 1 every time, so you got like 1 bullet every time. So it seems that there's going to be a self-regenerating like ammo gun. I don't know if that's going to be every single gun in the game, but at least for the, you know, the gun that he's using in the trailer, that seems to be the case, which is extremely futuristic. So, and extremely like overpowered. Like, you never run out of ammo. That's pretty crazy. So I'm not really sure what to think about that. Now, also, just like a little small thing I noticed was when they were walking the street, he just like picks up a car door off of a car and just uses it as a riot shield. That doesn't seem like something that's going to be in the multiplayer, hopefully, but just thought that was kind of weird. They also do have a riot shield, which they show later in the trailer. And this thing, holy shit, it is crazy overpowered. Basically, it has like a sliding window on it. It basically goes up and down, and it like covers your face. And what happens is he moves with the riot shield, and whenever he wants to like shoot someone, he slides the window down, shoots them, and then whenever they return fire or someone else starts shooting him, he just slides the window back up and he's safe. And that's extremely overpowered. That's ridiculous. You know, that's almost like how it was in Black Ops 2, where you can put the riot shield down and head glitch it and stuff. I don't know if you could do that in Ghost. I've never actually used it, but yeah, it's like taking that and it's taking it to like a whole nother level. So that's going to be annoying. I'm pretty sure that's going to be multiplayer as well, so that's definitely going to piss me off. And I'm not really sure why they did that, but anyways, thought I'd point that out as well. Then next, also in the trailer, he ends up switching weapons, and he ends up pulling out like this shotgun. And now, I don't know if that means that Overkill is returning, or if shotguns are going to be back as secondary weapons like they were in Modern Warfare 2, which, oh lord, that's probably not going to be a good thing, I don't think, but you know, that's just my opinion. But it looks really, really, really powerful. It looks almost like that gun you get in Zombies. Shit, I don't know the name. It was like, I forgot what the name of it, but it wasn't the ray gun, but it was the other one that just like fucking shoots out like a wind burst and just like blows those zombies away and like kills them. It looked like that gun, to be honest. At least the way that it was shooting, not the way that it looked. But so yeah, it was a pretty strong ass shotgun that I noticed that he pulls out as a secondary or as an overkill. So you know, either way, that's gonna be pretty overpowered, pretty crazy. So yeah, okay. And then next, he also picks up a gun, and it's like a laser gun, and it reminds me of like the plasma rifles or the plasma guns, all the plasma weapons from Halo 3. And it's a red laser, and it's like, if you've ever played Halo 3, it reminds me a lot of the Sentinel beam gun thing. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called like a Sentinel gun or something, where it just shoots that orange beam like straight out of the gun at people, and it reminds me exactly of that. except it's a red beam and it's a different type of gun and stuff. But that's pretty much what it looks like. So they're having like new sorts of weapons, I think, for sure in this. Like not just straight up even bullets. Now they're shooting like beams and stuff. So that's pretty crazy. But I mean, I'm not really opposed to that. You know, I'm kind of used to that from Halo, so I don't really mind. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it as far as the stuff that I noticed. I'm sure there's more stuff out there that people are gonna find out and notice, you know, as time goes on. As someone like literally sat there and went frame by frame through the trailer. But you know, those are just the things that I noticed, kind of just watching it normally and you know, jotting down a few things. But anyways, that's pretty much it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave your Advanced Warfare thoughts in the comment section below. Basically, I think this game's gonna be not good. It just, you know what? I can't say that 100% because I haven't seen the multiplayer trailer, but it looks pretty different from what we usually are used to in Call of Duty, and that's not really a good thing. In my opinion, it's not a good thing. Maybe some people want to change, but I don't like a change. I like the way Call of Duty's been going so far. So, anyways, that's my overall thoughts on it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already. Follow me on Twitter. Links in the description down below. Other than that, have a good day and peace out.